There we go. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Monday, October 31st, 2011. Happy Halloween. Um, we'll go over the trades that we took this morning in the live trading room. Before I get too far into it, let me just say we are break even on the morning. We have 0 ticks ES, and we didn't take any trades on the YM. But I'll go over the trades that set up and the trades that we took in a couple of minutes, and the trade that we missed. All right, so here we were this morning at the beginning of the day. The market opened up down. We were looking, in this particular instance, we were looking for a lower swing so we could take one of the George trades, the George trade here. Now, for those of you who are partners who are not too familiar with the rules, I'll just go over them quickly. What you want to have is a lower swing, lower than the prior swing. A break of the elbow. The first pullback to the BBC at the break of the elbow is the actual trade. So this one actually wasn't even a trade. So let me take that off of there. I didn't take that one anyway. But the first pullback to the BBC after the break of the elbow, when price moves 3 ticks beyond the elbow extension, the first pullback is where you would take the trade. Okay, as long as it had a smooth pullback and the swing was lower than the prior swing. This one here did not have a smooth pullback. It had a little hole right there, and on the other side too, right there. So that was not a valid trade. This one was not a valid trade because it was not the first pullback. All right, the George trade is only the first pullback. But we did have one of our regular CFRN trades that followed that up. Similar rules, except we needed to have a bubble down here. All right, we need to have a bubble, and a bubble is when the red lines get outside the black lines. To qualify the trade, we needed to have a lower swing and a smooth pullback to the BBC. And we had all that. So we shorted here. And we were short there. I think we were short there at 63. And when price got down here to 62, I moved the stop down to break even. All right, it came back. It got to 62 here, and I moved the stop to break even. It came back and took us out of break even right here. It continued going sideways for a while. Price had been stuck in a 4-point range for over an hour this morning. Then as it moved along, we were out of the trade right here. We had no gains at this point. All right. Then here we had price move 3 ticks beyond the elbow extension. This was the first pullback to the BBC, and this was a higher swing than the prior swing. So we took this trade right here. We went long right here, and we actually messed up the entry by 1 tick. We got long a tick out of our favor. It still gave us 2 full points, and we went up here and we got 2 full points out of the trade. So at this point in the morning, it was 10:15, and we were plus 8 ticks on the ES. As we watched the market move along here, it went sideways, just totally sideways. We didn't have any other trades in here. We were looking here for a possible CFRN trade, a possible 4-tick range trade when it pulled back down, but right here, where I'm pointing with the mouse right now, with the cursor right in there, that's what stopped us from taking this trade. And that was it in that direction. Then price moved back down, it moved back up, and you see right here we put in a higher swing, and this was the first pullback down. Because the BBC was still inside the box, this was not a regular CFRN trade, this was a George trade. We took the trade and we lost the 8 ticks that we had just gained on it right here. Okay. BBC stayed inside the box, just continued to go sideways. Price stayed inside the range and continued to go sideways. We didn't have any more trade setups in here. As you can see, price is not getting outside the box. We're not getting any higher swings. And you can see the time down at the bottom here. It's now 11:10. So as we moved out right over here, you see we started to get a new bubble here. We got below the box and we got a new bubble. Right here, this area right here stopped us from taking this trade as a CFRN trade. All right, so now, and as a George trade, there was no trade here. Okay, and this is pretty much where we stopped on the morning trading, right in here. All right, we needed a fresh bubble to take this trade for the CFRN, and it was not the first pullback for the George, so there was no trade in here on the 4-tick range. And that was it. So we ended up the morning break even on the 4-tick range. All right, as price continued on in here, you see right in here there was a gap, so there was no George trade. And right over here, there may be one going on right now. All right, right in here. I'll even try to put this on live here. 63.25 limit. Okay, now let me just make sure that that I don't have an MIT order on. No, I don't. Okay, so it's 63.20. Oop, something just happened. And I disconnected, and I'm going to be reconnecting here. Anyway, that was all that I had on the ES for the morning session. Okay, that was all that I had on the ES for the morning session. Over here on the YM, my charts are actually reconnecting right now, so I didn't have any trades on the YM. Nothing set up this morning on the YM, so there's really nothing to say about the YM at this point. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording right now because I am reconnecting at the moment, and hopefully I will get reconnected here before the market moves back to my entry position. So that's it. That was it on the morning. All right, guys. We had break even on the ES after 3 trades and no trades at all on the YM.